the Cape is coming from the Dutch language. So for example, if you look at the long street, so the long street is where the Bo-kaap used to start on 1760, all the way up until 1698. So we're going to discuss more about that area, why it became as the Muslim area between 1960. And then we're going to discuss more as well about why the people they change all the colors, because I'm not sure whether you know the first building in South Africa, which is the Castle of Good Hope. You know the castle? So the castle is about 15 minutes away from here. So the castle still have original yellow paint. So according to the history of the Dutch, there are only two colors, which is white and yellow. But only decided to change the colors after that area was declared officially for the Muslim only. So we're going to discuss later on about the Cape Malay cuisine. So the Cape Malay cuisine is a food between East and the West. So we have like food, popoti, chicken curry, samosas, chili bite, and the two sisters. And then later on, people they like the spices. We have two popular spices inside of the Bo-kaap. You know the first spice we call as the father-in-law. So the second spice is called the mother-in-law. So it's one of the things that we're going to be able to go all the way to the Bo-kaap. So myself as Lunga, before I can able to do anything, I would just love to hear from each person what other things you love to know and see, so that I can try to cover everything. One thing I just love to do, I just love to introduce your name, where you're coming from, and what are things I can able to do on a walking tour. Are you all with me? Can I start with you, sir?
Sure. I'm Rick, originally from the US. I live in Munich now. I would like to know.
We're gonna just discuss later on about exactly the reason the government they declared the Bo-kaap as the Islamic people. For example, in 1760, the Bo-kaap started as the Cape Malay. Listen with the Cape Malay because people who used to live to the Bo-kaap, they used to come from India, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Batavia. So we call it the Cape Malay. But in 1960, after people in South Africa were forced to remove by according to skin, language and religion, the Bo-kaap was declared for the Islamic only. If you ask me the reason why that area was declared for the Islamic only, because the Bo-kaap between 1794, it's where they started the Islamic religion officially in public. So the Bo-kaap today is got about more than 9 different mosques. I'll show you the first one that was built in 1794. That is where now that area was declared for the Islamic because of their own religion. If you know one of the beautiful areas that we call as a District 6, do you know the District 6? So the District 6 that used to be the mix between black, colored, Indian and white. 1960 the District 6 officially declared for whites only. But the Bo-kaap 1960 was declared for the Islamic only. The reason behind that, in the government of 1960, they only says that in District 6, there's a lot of gangsterism, alcohol abuse, prostitution. But some of the colored people, they moved from 20 up to 30 kilometers away from town. But most of the Muslim people were in District 6. They moved all the way to the Bo-kaap area. And the white people who used to live in the Bo-kaap, they go all the way to District 6. So that is where that area in 1960, the houses become for sale. And one of the people who were allowed to buy those houses was only the Islamic people. So we're going to tell more about between 1960 until 1970, why people they changed the colors. And why that area today is very popular in our country. So one of the owner of the Bo-kaap was called as Jan de Waal. Jan de Waal used to work for the Dutch. It's originally coming from Africa. So only using the Bo-kaap in 1760 as the farmland. So that is why you know Capetown from 1652 was called officially as the place of the refreshment station. Meaning that the Dutch they used to produce fresh vegetable, fruit, vitamin C and herbs until the British came. But today to the Bo-kaap we still have 2 houses that still remain as a Cape Dutch architecture. The first one we call as the Bo-kaap Museum. Everything's still the same. The second house, it's one of the houses that anyone can buy, but the color to remain as white. But the rest of the colors we'll decide to speak more later on. Any questions? I'll have to cut.
All right. Sucker for angel wings. Okay, walking tall. It is cold. Cold is an understatement, but well, let's see this beautiful, 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 lovely place. Yeah, city.
Called Jan de Waal. I think if you speak Afrikaans or Dutch language, you'll know the meaning of Jan. Jan meaning John, or Jan meaning January. So for example, under the Dutch, they used to rename people according to the country. So the country that you're born, it becomes a second name. For example, some slaves were coming to Cape Town. If anyone was brought in Madagascar, you will see a word called from Madagascar. Meaning from Madagascar, meaning from. Jan de Waal, he's the farm owner of the Bo-kaap in 1760, but he used to live in this building, only decided to build the houses for his own slaves as a renter, until the slaves they become free in 1838. So if I look at this building, it's still the part of the National Heritage Building, because the government, they want to keep more of the information of what happened during the 1600s and the 17th century. So now we're going to move all the way to the Bo-kaap so that we can discuss more about the rest of the history.
Okay. All right.
This is called
It is windy. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Oh.
So the funny thing about the Bo-kaap, what is the meaning of these colors to the people of the Bo-kaap? And what other houses don't have those bright colors? But what I can tell you today is still 80% still Islamic people. And the second one in the Bo-kaap is only the white people who are coming from Germany. So German population is very high inside of the Bo-kaap because they love this area because it's the middle of the city. So when I this house today, cost from 2.5 million rand up to almost 6 million rand, and halfway in the house. So some houses like this, they have 3 up to 4 bedrooms. But you're gonna walk stepping that side so that you can see the rest of this color. But the only thing I can tell you, to the people of the Bo-kaap, it only says that there is no law and regulation to change the colors. Anyone can change the color of the house anytime because the government doesn't able to sponsor them with paper. And how much people have the right in order to change these colors. But some people, they sense that it's a freedom of expression. But officially, does not change the colors from 1960 after these houses were owned by the people of the Bo-kaap area. So a lot of people that is a combination of all colors inside of the Bo-kaap area. I love it.
All right. cold. Very much cold.
They started to negotiate with these colors because you can see the good combination. Some people they negotiate with the colors before they change, but they're making sure that they don't do the same color. So some colors here you can use, you can change for, you can last up to 5 years guarantee because of very strong and very expensive. So today, unfortunately, because of the chemicals, we don't see the mountains. So, for example, if you notice these houses, they're very small, meaning that now, if anyone has got a car, the car have to park here or in front of his own house. And because this area was only for the fashion station, so now they're starting to destroy the houses, everything, they start to build these properties. So if you look at this architecture, it's a new architecture. Some houses will look on top. You'll see people with some vitamin C, natural herbs, vegetable and fruit. They only plant the fruit on top because there's no space. So we're gonna work together. But if you look at this yellow house, it's not the first house here. But if you look at the window frame, it's still the original handmade. And you will see the door frame is still the original handmade. The owner of that house decided to keep his own house as a part of the heritage. But it's not recorded as a national heritage in South Africa. But it's still love to see people they come here and see everything. That architecture that you see we call as Georgian architecture. I'll show you those two properties that still remain as a Dutch.
Okay. That should be the mountain over there, but the clouds are all over the place. Hello.
On this side. So as I say, the Bo-kaap used to start in London. second oldest mosque in the Bo-kaap was found in Knoxville, but the first one in the Egypt to see in the Cape. So I'm just getting on taking the picture. So, for example, if you look at the first stone, it's one of the oldest ones, but this one was built in the 18th century. So let's go down so that you can see the rest of the Bo-kaap houses. But if you look on top, you see the part of the Bo-kaap houses. And that area, those houses were owned by the white people. So the white people first to remove.
Signal Hill. Look at that. See? Again. Sometimes you gotta be the bit.
This building that used to be the farmer's house. So when the plane on the church built the original color have remained as white. They keep that architecture. So this is why it is now. But not allowed to change anything. And so rest of these houses you can buy, you can change the color anytime or the color on just coming. So this color can last up to, like especially what you do the cooking class. It's like 2.5 hours. They teach you about how to do the samosa, celebrate, two sisters. Is one of the menu that you can come here, the chicken kapoti and the chicken curry. Even the vegetarian, if you are vegetarian, you can come pop in here. But if you don't want to do any cooking class, you can come for lunch during 9 a.m. until around 4.
It's alright, it's alright.
That is where you can see the cobblestones was mainly brought to the horses. And if you're just looking these, so many of the slaves were not allowed to perform their religion. But this one we call as madrasa, meaning that is where now they used to perform their religion undercover. They were not allowed. So, but the only just permitted to perform marriage in public for the first time. In 1794, if you look at this building, we call as the Awal. The Awal means the first mosque in Southern Hemisphere, which was built in 1794. If you on the town, we are able to see the mosque. And the second is, the slaves were not allowed to celebrate the 1st of January as a new year. They used to celebrate on the 2nd of January because on the 1st they cook and serve. So we still have the carnival like this in Cape Town. From District 6, it ends in the Bo-kaap area because the second year is a beautiful carnival. And this on top here is one of the cemeteries that we have found close to the Signal Hill. And if you look at this, the beautiful dresses, but what's happening, it's where most of the slaves were not allowed to wear shoes because they fear they get people to run away. So if you look at this, it's one of the skills. So the Dutch, they bring the slaves in Cape Town because they need people skills. So they can build the city, some they become the tailor maker and some they become different skills. It's all about the men's dress. So now one of the beautiful restaurants here is selling like spices. So those spices originally, they come from India. So if people they want to pop in to check one of the popular spices we call as the mother-in-law. So the mother-in-law is a very hot spice, and the father-in-law is a mild spice. So it's one of the spices that you have found in those beautiful restaurants, and it's one of the shops that is selling all the spices. So I love to go down.
Okay.
Both got the same idea.
The rain is here. The rain is here. Where's everybody?
Oh, mata lagi man. Masih.
Ahoy, buruan bay.
The rain is here. Oh, this is lovely. Very, very beautiful place this is. The rain is here. Ooh.
Behind you say we'll see spices like mother and the father-in-law. We just find inside of this building. So if anyone wants to pop in while it's not raining, it's been dirty. They have everything.
Such a lovely place to stay. That rain. Oh. Mm-hmm.